You ever think you were supposed to be something, and you suddenly realize you're not?
Yes. Married.
I get a feeling that I never had before. No.
I was a great wife. I was fun. Like, I can't believe I'm losing him to Penny Pan. That's her name. Penny Pan. I'm sorry, but look at me. Who wouldn't want to come home to this every night?
And I gotta tell you right now.
Hey, Pop Newhart's got a set of these at home. Rickles, maybe.
Hey geeks, I have a fun TV recommendation from Amazon Prime that came out last week, and it is The Marvelous Miss Maisel. This show comes to us from Gilmore Girls creator Amy Sherman-Palladino, and it oozes all of the fun and rapid-fire wit that you would expect from her. This time we get the story of Miriam Maisel, the perfect 1958 housewife. Actually, timeline aside, our girl Midge is the near definition of a Stepford wife. Especially in the pilot episode, we see all of the work that goes into just making her and her husband Joel's life absolutely perfect, including this great sequence where she goes to bed with Joel looking perfect and pristine, waits for him to fall asleep, and then finally lets down her hair, takes off her makeup, moisturizes, and then fixes the window shade just so when the sun hits, it wakes her up before his alarm goes off to put herself all back together again for laying back down, and then his alarm goes off. It's a great scene. So of course, all of this has to come crashing down after Joel, who is moonlighting as a stand-up comedian in the New York Village scene, bombs on stage after finally deciding to try his own material and not just steal from better, more established comedians, and immediately decides that the life he is living is not good enough and leaves our titular Miss Maisel the palatial apartment on the Upper West Side, his 2 children, and his perfect life behind. This leads to the crux of our season as Midge returns to the gaslight, the scene of Joel's bombing, drunk and disillusioned, and sets herself on a new path that includes a hilariously profane stand-up set, a newfound friend and comedy legend Lenny Bruce, and the woman who is going to help get her there, Susie Meyerson. The rest of the season plays off as our Miss Maisel comes to grip with her new husbandless reality, her crumbling social status, and her newfound love with becoming a stand-up comedian. Whew! Okay, good synopsis. Now, let's talk specs because this show is loaded. First and foremost is Rachel Brosnahan as Miriam or Midge Maisel. Some people may recognize her from season 1 of House of Cards as the person helping to take down Corey Stoll, but she is a revelation here, much in the same way that Lauren Graham was as Lorelai Gilmore. It takes a really special actor to be able to carry the dialogue of a Sherman-Palladino show, and she does it so perfectly. Her delivery is fantastic, and she's just borderline manic without it ever becoming alarming. She's just charming in nearly everything that she does. She always feels poised and composed, even as everything else is falling apart around her. Her parents, dealing with the fallout of a Jewish high-standing marriage, are played by Tony Shalhoub and Maren Hinkle, and they are also fantastic. Shalhoub, in particular, is great as the father who both wants to support his daughter and also make sure that she is supported, since it is 1958. Even Joel, who should be this sympatheticless cad of a character, is given some real moments of likability, and a lot of that has to do with Michael Zegan, who's playing him. The group interactions early in the show with Joel and Miriam's family stressed out over a failed Yom Kippur dinner is a real standout early on. But when you have actors like Kevin Pollak and David Paymer, Jane Lynch and Wallace Shawn, and you give them these great dialogue and these excellent scenes, this is what you're going to get. This is really an actor's showcase. Another standout is Mad TV and Lois Griffin herself, Alex Borstein as Susie Meyerson, who is Miriam's manager. Spitfire Bohemian, who has built herself up by determination and drive. She is the counterweight to Miriam in nearly every single way, but their tandem works so well. They play off each other beautifully, and despite all of Susie's walls around her, her warmth comes through perfectly. The show is really well shot. It's very well directed. It just feels good. Season 1 is only 8 episodes long, and the show is already commissioned for a second season. It's a thoroughly entertaining show, Much like Aaron Sorkin, I can listen to Amy Sherman-Palladino write just about everything, and with the right performers, it comes off fantastic. There's always a catch of every character kind of sounding similar, but I thought everyone had a pretty unique voice and perspective. I personally wish that everybody in my life was that fun and that witty, because life would be a lot more interesting. This is going to be an award show darling, especially with Rachel Brosnahan as lead actress and Tony Shalhoub as a supporting actor, just giving stellar performances. Okay, so this is your quick review of The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Throw it on your streaming list, because you're going to end up tearing through all 8 episodes and be eagerly awaiting Season 2, just like me. I hope that this helps. I hope that you enjoy the show. I want to hear what you think about all of this. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to everything Ready, Set, Geek for more reviews, shows, top 10 lists, and everything else that I've got coming down the pipeline for you. Have a good one. Bye.